Let's run some searches in tactical arbitrage and find some products to sell on Amazon. The first search that I'm going to do that by coming here to Keepa and going to data. Now I'm going to hit the product finder. And the first thing I want to do here is go to the sales rank. Let's do 90-day average. And we'll go up to maybe 180,000. I just want to make sure I'm not filtering in products that have too high of a rank and aren't selling well. So by doing that, now I can see there are 24 million products that I could find. But of course, I want to refine that list a little more. So let's add some more things in here. For my root category, let's find some products in grocery and gourmet foods. There are a ton of replant opportunities in grocery and gourmet food, as well as a ton of listings that are underserved that don't have too much competition, but are still getting a good sales volume that we can jump on. Now we have lowered that down to 332,000 products, and we could refine that a little more. Maybe if we're only looking for like specific brands, we could filter that in. I am pretty open to that. I like finding new brands that I didn't think of before, so I don't usually filter that out. Something else we can also filter out is the buy box. If we don't want Amazon on these listings, then we could get Amazon off of that. And then right here, we can also filter the drops. Drops indicate sales. So I might say in the last 90 days, I want to see there had been at least 40 drops on this product for it to be visible in my search. So that lowered it down to 177,000 products, and now I'm just going to find products. Now, what I'm going to do from this point to take this data and put it into tactical arbitrage is I want to come right here to show API query. And what we need is this complete URL. So we're going to copy that. And I'm going to now pull up my ASIN gadget extension. We will do Keepa product search export. Right here is where I'm going to paste that URL. And then now I'm going to export it. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to get all 10,000 of the products that it was able to find based on those filters that I set. So I extracted it and exported it right here. And now I have this nice CSV file with all of the ASINs. And where do I bring that file is right here into tactical arbitrage under reverse search. So I'm going to come right here to this blue upload new, choose my file, and hit upload. We're going to keep it here as ASIN. And now we can see we did a bulk product codes upload right there. Now what I want to do is come down and make sure my filters are okay. Just in case it didn't catch it the first time, I want to remove any ranks that are over 180,000. We are going to take off oversized products. I don't really like to get into that. If it's restricted for my account, no point in me seeing it. I'm not a huge fan of buy box suppress. Sometimes I'll leave it on because there might be opportunities. I might miss something if I take it off, but I definitely don't want hazmat on there. So I'm going to take those out of there. I'm going to want to filter the number of sellers because if there are only one or two sellers, this is probably brand restricted or a private labeled product that I'm not going to be able to sell anyways. So if it's less than 3, I'm going to remove it. And then for my profits and ROIs, because it's not going to be scanning sites that have specific discount codes. So for example, if I have a 20% off for a store, it might not take into account that 20% coupon that I know I'll be able to get later on. So I don't want to not see data just because I set my gross profit or my ROI too high. So I actually put these down pretty low. I'm just going to put this to $1 and I'll put this to like 5%. Just because chances are my coupon codes and my extensions are going to be able to find me something that's not going to be found in this search. So now I hit search and it is going to scan through all of those products for me while I just sit back and relax. Just kidding. I don't sit back and relax. What I do now is I start more searches. I just keep them going. With tactical arbitrage, I can run up to 7 searches at a time. So this is just one way that I'm able to start a search. Another way that I start a search is just by coming here to product search and flipping over to basic. This is going to give you a really good idea of where to source from. I know sometimes I get stuck in this loop where I just can think of like the same few stores and that's all I stick with, but there might not be anything there that I'm seeing this week. So this is where I come to just get an idea of, oh yeah, there are other places that I can source from online. So we see Hobby Lobby, IKEA, Lego, Meyer, Michaels. So Michaels is good. That's a craft store. Crafts, usually you're ungated in those, especially as a new seller. They're usually light products. So I'm going to click here to Michaels. Now I'm going to come up and I'm going to go to Michaels to see if there's any discounts running right now that I can input into this search. So I can see here Rakuten has 1% and we can also unlock 25% with a coupon code. So now down here, store discount, we're going to say 25%. And cashback is going to be 1%. And I can select all and see what categories it's selected for me. And I can adjust this. So it will only allow you to select 500. So for example, maybe I don't want to see these baking and kitchen things. If I untoggle that, other ones will open up for me. So maybe I was looking for some Christmas. Maybe I don't want art supplies or apparel crafts. So you just kind of play with it and choose the ones that you are looking to source. So now all I have to do is search. And it's going to apply those coupons that we put in and search those categories we told it to. So now let's find our third scan to start. I'm going to come here to Walgreens. You all know if you're here with me every week, this is one of my favorite places to source. Check it each and every Sunday when a new sale starts. Right now we have BOGO Select Vitamins. So I'm going to come all the way down here and shop all. And now I have 528 products here that are going to be buy one, get one free. So that is a total of 8 pages. I'm going to come up to the top and copy the URL. Bring it back here to TA, and we're going to come product search, but this time we're going to go back to the advance, and right here for category is where I'm going to paste that URL that I just copied. So now it's right there. It recognized it as Walgreens. I'm going to do last page 8. You don't have to even put in the page numbers if you don't want to. It really does not make a difference. And again, it didn't save my filter, so I just apply the same ones. And then right here, we want to do source price adjustments. So these are all going to be 50% off because they're buy one, get one free. And then we can put 2% for the Rakuten and now search. So there's just a quick variety of ways for you that I'm able to find my searches to run. If you're new to tactical arbitrage and you haven't used it yet, number one, you are missing out. This is going to be such a huge time saver for you for online arbitrage. And number two, if you haven't tried it yet, look down below into my description right now. I have a link for you guys where if you click that link, it's going to give you an extended free trial. So now where you come is to your search managers. I can come right here to completed. I can see my searches that are done, and I can also see my searches that are in the queue right here. So this means they are active and they are running, but they're not done yet. So we can see a reverse search here. So far I have 184 products, and this was from the CSV file that I downloaded from Keepa. And I also did another basic search with the Webstaurant store that can have some really good products for you to resell onto Amazon. But these ones are currently not done yet. However, even though they're still running, you could still go in and look at the data while it's still running. All right, so let's look at something that's completed. So we have a search here. We'll go to results and view data. Now you can see that there were over 25 items that it was able to pull, but it's only showing 278 of them, and that's because I have applied filters. So I have told the system different things that I want taken out. So if you wanted to see all of those products, you could just reset your filters. And you can also manage your columns, but I really like it set up like this because the first thing that I'm looking at is to make sure that the product is an exact match. So I like to be able to see the product image and the Amazon image so that I can see, okay, yeah, this is the same product. But if you didn't like it like this, the way that I have my view and how my columns and rows are going, you can change yours and make them different right here with your manage columns. But the way that I have it set up, so first I look at the picture, then my eyes go right here to see if there's really any profit that's worthwhile. And then I like to come over here to the chart to see really what's happening with the buy box, if Amazon's on it, what's the rank look like. So by having my columns like this, I can see things very fastly and just keep scrolling through things that don't look good. So we have some cappuccino here. Looks like English toffee, English toffee. It looks like the packaging is a little different, but that happens. Packaging does get updated, or maybe it might even be the photo quality. But the Keepa chart is looking not so great because right here, the orange is Amazon. So when Amazon's on, the buy box is only at $3.72. But as soon as they go out of stock, that's when the buy box jumps way up. So now it's up here into the $11. So once Amazon comes back on, you can see right here, boom, it drops back down in price. So I probably wouldn't want to go on to this listing because I couldn't count on it selling for a specific point. I know if Amazon's out of stock, that $11 price looks good from this data. But as soon as they come back into stock, that 11 is going to shoot back down to 3. So I wouldn't want to jump onto this one for that reason. Not really a lot of Amazon on this chart, but you can see from the drops that this is not a fast moving product. Tuna Creations. The buy box, though, is really low. It'd be hard to squeeze profit out of that. I wonder what it's thinking the price we get it for. Oh, and the quantity it's showing of only 1, when this is probably not just for a single pouch of tuna. That seems kind of risky. I wouldn't want that to get damaged. I wouldn't want to sell that. Oh, and Amazon's all over that listing. Lots of these Tuna Creations, but the buy box, the price isn't really high enough for us to squeeze the profit we need out of it. But that definitely gives me an idea, like seeing all of these tuna creations. That's not something that I ever thought of before. Maybe this is something that sells really well on Amazon. So maybe I want to go into Amazon and look and see bundles, multi-packs, things like that. So that's also why I like using TA, because it gives me other ideas that I wouldn't have thought of. I never would have thought of building new bundles and customizing tuna creations, but they seem to be something that we could run with and make some money off of. So I'm going to jot that note down really quick so that later after this video, I can check out tuna creations on Amazon and see if I can play around with that, find some listings that are underserved, and maybe find some replens. I will be honest and tell you, with tactical arbitrage, you will see quite a few mismatches. So for example, this looks like $4.80 profit. That's a really good ROI. However, the quantity TA is picking up, it says 2. And right here for the Amazon title, I can see it says 12. So let's go here to the product image and see how many are in that listing. Yeah, so this is only for a single. So they are $1 a piece. But if I look over here, I can see that the buy box is at $15.98. And I would need 12 of them. So I would have $12 invested in my cost of goods, and the buy box is only at $15.98. So that's actually no profit. Again, I can see the Amazon image has 2 here. This looks like a different variety pack, strawberries and mango, but TA picked it up as just the strawberry. But while it is a mismatch, it now makes me think, there's a good product to start researching in a little more. Freeze-dried fruit. So you can see how even the mismatches are going to be rabbit trails for you. Freeze-dried fruit is something that is going to be super, super light, and I guarantee there are going to be underserved listings on Amazon that we can find and jump onto. Or if not, you can even source out some brands. There's going to be several different brands that sell freeze-dried fruit. Maybe open up a wholesale account or just buy the brands outright off of the shelves and create new listings of multi-packs. So there's another idea for us to run with later on. Tea, I like to sell tea because it's super easy. Prepping tea, all I literally need to do is put on an FN SKU. I don't really need to do much more. Same with like the Keurig, the coffee pods. I like those as well. So we see 50 tea bags, early grey tea. Seems to be a match. Amazon is all over this listing, and when they're on it, the buy box is $6.94. Currently, they are off of it. There's no orange, and boom, the buy box jumped up to $16.85. So again, would not jump onto this one because chances are Amazon's going to come back on. And when they do that, buy box will go from $16.85 back down to $6.94, and we won't be able to get any profit. So if we send in products to the warehouse when Amazon is not on the listing, and we're expecting the buy box to stay at $16.85, but then they come back and the buy box has to jump down to $6, maybe Amazon's not going to come back off of that listing for 6, 7, 9 months, who knows? Now we're stuck with those products at the warehouse, and it's going to cost us more money with storing them there, more money in removing them. So it's just an ordeal. You always want to check the historical data, and don't ever count on the price the buy box is at. Just because it's at $16.85 now does not mean that it stays there. Another product that would be super easy to prep, not really any Amazon, but the profit, only 94 cents. By the time you got that figured in the shipping cost to get it to the warehouse, that would be like nothing. Another mismatch here, we have a 5-pack from Amazon and it matched it with a single pack. However, this could give us a new brand to look into. Maybe I will search Belvita into Amazon's search bar and see what comes up, see if we can find some other listings. Just because this one's not good doesn't mean I might not find some other Belvita listings. I know a lot of people that use tactical arbitrage and they get really frustrated with all of these mismatches, but I like to turn lemon into lemonade. I wouldn't have thought to search the Belvita brand, but now that I'm seeing it on here, now I can guarantee you I'm going to go into Amazon, search for this brand, and see if I can make anything out of it. So that's how you use rabbit trails to your advantage, even when the software is not doing what you intended for it to do. All right, Ocean Spray Cranberries, value pack. Buy box had a little dip there and then it came back up. The sales volume does not seem very strong, but let's check it out. So we have this right here at Walmart. So it's also the 20 ounce here, and the buy box is only at $15.99. Not a ton of competition here. $6.64, not including your shipping to Amazon. So this is super light. I would maybe only factor in like 20 cents for that. So that would still be pushing maybe like $1.60 at least for profit every time you sold one of these. And the estimated sales is really high on this, but there's a ton of variations on here. So this one is for the reduced sugar. I'm going to come down here and look at variations, and I want to see if that one's actually selling well. And I'm going to check that by going right here to the ratings and filtering that out from high to low. So the ratings, that's the highest. The ratings indicate sales. More ratings is more sales. The highest ratings is right here, the reduced sugar, 1.25. So that is good for us. That's looking good. Copy that ASIN. So things are looking good with those cranberries. I'm going to bring that ASIN over here to my sales estimator. And this seems to be a pretty good find. It's based on its BSR getting a lot of sales and having only 3 sellers on it. Seems like we'd be able to get some sales out of this. Granted, it's not a ton of profit, but it's still easy money in our pocket. Let's just go here and make sure that the buy box is shared. So the buy box statistics. So everything else was looking really good about this product up until now. Checking that buy box, Amazon is taking all of the sales. No worries though, we expect Amazon to be greedy because they are on so many of their listings. Let's instead go here to our web restaurant search. That looks good profit. We have charity leaf heart plates. Let's check out the listing. That doesn't look good though. Only one FBA seller. So let's see who that seller is. And they have 40 in stock. It is Charity Leaf, which is the brand name. So we definitely don't want to sell this and jump on if the brand is selling it because they are going to hit us with IP. Keep moving. So the buy box is having some fluctuating issues. It has definitely risen a lot recently. So I'd like to look out larger scale. But let's look at the image. So we have caramel syrup. Pull them up. So we see 750 milliliters for $6.32. Trani Pure Made Caramel Flavoring Syrup. And it definitely seems to be the same product. So $6.32. That is really good profit, but that is selling it at this sales price. And estimated sales is not very high, $39 a month. But let's see the competition. So there's really not a lot of competitors on this. That's good because there's not a big sales volume. And all of them are priced at that $23.39 point. So now if we look at the Keepa, let's go into the past month. So the buy box is just steady going up, but then fluctuating a little bit down and then back up. In the past month though, there's never been more than 5 offers on it. Let's go out far. So in the past year, we can see how this has drastically changed. Way back here in March, we have a $12 selling price and 7 offers. So I can see down here, this green count, the review count is going up steady. So that's good. That means the sales are going up steady on this listing. The competition is staying around the same. There's never seems to be too much competition on this. The only thing that really worries me is this fluctuating pink up here. I can't really tell what price I can depend on selling this for because right here in July, the buy box was $18.44. Then in December, it was down to $13. And now the end of December up to $19.99. January 14th, it was $23. January 21st, it fell to $19.99. And now right here in time, end of January, it's back up to $23. Because all of this data has shown that it's not selling at that $23 price point, I'm kind of hesitant that it will stay there. But what's making me feel okay about this is the fact that all of the other competitors are priced high too. So it should stay at that price point unless other sellers find out about this listing and start going down. So looking back at the month frame, I kind of want to see what the sales are doing when that price is up higher. There's at least 8 to 9 good drops there just in the past week. So that's good. A drop indicates sales, but we don't know how many sales. So it doesn't really seem like having that higher price point is affecting people's decision in buying the product. Now let's check the buy box statistics. Market Global is winning 70% of the sales. They're FBAing it. Let's see if they're even on it. Yep, and that's the top seller. So they have a lot in stock. They're clearly always on this listing and they're winning 70% of the sales. So this isn't a bad one to jump onto. I would definitely do like a low test buy. I wouldn't invest like 20 units into this right off of the bat. I would maybe order 5 of them, put those 5 through and see what happens there. Because if the buy box does plummet way down, at least we're not losing a ton of money. We're only paying just over $6 on these products. So that wouldn't be a huge investment. So I would definitely be interested in this listing, but ease into it slowly to see what's going to happen because that data, the historical data is not too promising. But right now, what's going on the listing, it seems like we could come in and make a few sales at least. Even though he's getting 70% of the sales, that still leaves some room for us to make some sales too. All right, keep going. What is this? So we have some bay. Is that bay? Yep, bay leaves. Buy box is really low though. Even though these buy boxes are super low, If you can get the product for a low enough price, then we could enroll it into the small and light program, which is different than the regular FBA program because it'll take less in fees. So don't always let a lower buy box scare you away because you can do small and light and have less fees. So I don't know. I kind of want to just jump into this for a second. I mean, the profit isn't a lot, but that's getting the profit off of the regular FBA. So the profit would be a little more. We'd probably be closer to like $2. 1.5 ounces for $1.69. So it seems to be the same ounces, 1.5 ounces, so they're small. This could actually be profitable here. All right, so we have $1.69 as long as we get it in bulk of 12, and we can plan on listing it for $7.99. Let's copy the ASIN. So now we'll come to the calculator so we can see what the small and light fees would be and what our closer to our profit would be. $1.69 shipping to Amazon. It's going to be super light. I'll be able to fit a ton of them in a package. So 20 cents to play it safe. And that means enrolling it in small and light. If I look at this column right here, the net profit is $4.41. You can see how the FBA fee has gone down from $3.96 to $2.94. So the net profit, that's actually really good. I was going to pass by these leaves and I'm glad that I didn't because this seems like a really good find. See who the sellers are: Maryland, Goodwin, and okay. I just always like to make sure that the brand's not on there because I know they'll probably dominate the sales. Keepa looks good. Everything's looking pretty steady. So I could count for that price point, selling for that $7.99. And let's check the buy box. Oh, it's rotating really well. This seller has the most, but that's 44%. Underneath that, they had 36%, 19%. I'd say this is a win. This seems like a really, really good listing to jump onto. So we have these bay leaves. We have the Torini syrup. So we are like 2 for 2 right now. We're doing really well. All right, let's keep trucking along. We have another syrup here. This one is hazelnut. The caramel was profitable. Let's check out the hazelnut. So we have zero sugar, 750 milliliters, only 4 sellers, 750 milliliters, zero sugar. So it seems to be a good match. If we buy lots of 12, $7.30 each, cost price of $7.30. The buy box is at $19.99. Do all the sellers have it at? So yeah, that seems like a good price. The other sellers are also at $19.99, so I would list it for that. And it's not huge ROI, but there's definitely profit here after sending it to the warehouse. That would probably be a good $2 profit every time one sold. Super easy because I wouldn't be much prep work, but the one thing that does make me hesitant is the fact that it's a glass bottle. So that runs some risk there. So I would definitely have to bubble wrap that. That's some additional steps. The data shows same thing with that caramel, really, that the price is kind of going up and down, but the sellers who are currently on it are all at that $19.99 point. And for the buy box statistics, that same seller is actually on this one again. So I can see that it is being shared though, even though they're the top seller, there is room for other sellers to make sales. So here's another one we could get. The Webstaurant store is coming through for us today. So we have the 2 Torini syrups, we have those bay leaves. So this looks like maybe vinegar. That one says apple. I can't really read what that one says. But the drops look good. It seems like this is selling. I'm going to pull these up. I have never heard of this before. Apple syrup. All right. The buy box seems pretty high. 750 milliliters. Oh, so they are different. This one is a white sangria mix. But they do sell this brand here. I wonder if they would have it. Monin apple. Yep, right there. So this one says apple flavoring, 1 liter. Right there is the 750. Okay, so we could get this for $6.66, and the buy box is really high, so we would definitely make a profit off of that. Again, not a lot of sellers. That Market Global is on there again. That seller is clearly getting a lot of their inventory from Webstaurant. I think I'm just going to do a little side note real quick. I'm going to jump into their storefront. So I'm going to click right here where it says FBA and click on their name. And wow, look at that. They have 210 Torani products, which we know Webstaurant carries Torani brand. And this Monin brand that we were just looking at, they have 27 products of those, which we know Webstaurant also carries those products. So I feel like we could piggyback off of a lot of these products that they're already on. So they're probably using Webstaurant as one of their suppliers, and they probably already found a ton of ASINs that are profitable. So here's just a way that you can storefront stock somebody and find a ton of products. Because I guarantee you Webstaurant is going to carry these Monin products. And these keeper graphs look good. All of these don't have a lot of competition. So I'm definitely going to be checking these out later. All right, back to the apple flavoring. So even though the sale price is so much higher than the cost price, that would only be $3.52 in profit, but that's still good profit. The only thing, again, that I would be hesitant of is this does look like a glass bottle. So let's type in that Monin brand and see how many products there are. And there are over 300 products of that Monin here. So that's a great brand. I never knew about this brand before, and clearly it's selling well on Amazon. Not a lot of competition. I feel like we could definitely find a ton of underserved listings with this brand. That's a big win for today. All right, back to TA, another syrup. We have the vanilla this time, but this specific listing, that's not good profit, 65 cents. Why do those beans say $26 profit? And there's no change in the buy box. Is that just one seller selling a huge volume of them? Because even though beans are small, those can be really heavy. I'm intrigued. Let's look. Oh, wow. Yep, that's why. 25-pound bag. How many people are in need of a 25-pound bag of pinto beans? Well, since it's Webstaurant, probably people that own restaurants. That would make sense, Cassandra. Okay, let's see here if they're selling 17 a month, but let's look at the competition. Only one. Western Mixers Treasured Harvest. Oh, that's looks like the brand name, because the brand here says Treasured Harvest, and they're also the ones selling it. So yeah, down here in the past 3 months, there's only ever been one offer on it. Let's watch the year. Yeah, we would definitely get an IP violation on this listing. Chef Master Candy Color Pink 4209. So even though the packaging changes, that happens. Like every couple of years, brands update their packaging. So that shouldn't be a big issue to consumers as long as the product's the same. They usually aren't going to file a return based on the packaging. And the gross profit here says only $1.13, but this is really light. So we should be able to enroll this in the small and light program. So let's see here. The drops look pretty good. Let's check this out. So 2 ounces, 4209, 2 ounces. So it seems that it's the same product, $5.40. But there are a ton of variations. So let's see if this one's selling good. Filter those ratings, highest to lowest. So these top ones are going to be the ones we want to go with. So we have black up here and then the pink. So the one that we're looking at has the second highest number of ratings. So it's selling well. So that's not too bad. That would definitely be a super easy flip. I mean, we're not going to really have to do anything to prep those. Put the FN SKU on, send them out. $2 in our pocket every time one sells. And it looks like we have another one here, which would probably be the same concept. I mean, the gross profit isn't going to be super high, but it's something that we can easily get our hands on. It seems like there's not a lot of competition. They're selling pretty well, nothing crazy, but pretty well. And easy money. So it seems like a lot of the same concepts here. So we have a lot of these different Chef Master colors, a lot of these different Torani syrups. So just with doing these things, we're going to have a lot of profit just in this short time that we've been together sourcing. So clearly the Webstaurant store is where it's at today. If you have not yet, go down into my description, get Tactical Arbitrage for an extended free trial and try it. Run one of these searches in it, go to the Webstaurant and see what else that you can find, because reselling on Amazon is just this easy. This is all you need to do is find products that you can buy from one place, send it off to Amazon and sell it for higher and profit off of the differences. If you like doing research like this, product research, then this is the game for you. And the longer you play it, the more hours you invest in it, the more profit you get out of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made using Tactical Arbitrage a little easier for you. We found some good products today together. We found some good brands that we can now go into Amazon. And I know I'm going to be researching a little further. I wrote some down, those tuna creations, those freeze-dried fruits, Velveeta. I'm also going to look at some more of those sellers items that we storefront stocked. So a lot of good things happened today on our live sourcing together. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And if you have not, subscribe to my channel because I'm here every single week with you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.